When the stage is set, the stakes are at their highest and excitement is skyrocketing as the Prince takes on the King tonight in the Narendra Modi Stadium in the grand finale of Tata IPL 2026. Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. This is Mohor Chaudhary, your host for this pre-match live show. And joining me for this show is Shojani Chatterjee, who joins us from the Rev Sports studio here in Kolkata. We have Shamik Chakraborty joining us directly from the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, and of course Bharat Ramraj as well, who's joining us from Bengaluru. Well, both these teams, Royal Challengers Bengaluru and Gujarat Titans, have played very good cricket this year, but only one will be able to lift that prestigious IPL trophy. Now, the question is, will Royal Challengers Bengaluru be able to bag back-to-back trophies after their 17-year-long trophy drought? And will they be able to create history? Or will Gujarat Titans assert their dominance at their home turf and challenge the challengers? Well, of course, we will be discussing the teams, and it's a very, very important game, and I'm pretty sure most of the country is looking forward to it. So, first things first, Shamik, you are joining us from the Narendra Modi Stadium. Please tell our viewers what the weather is like at the in Ahmedabad. What is the weather like? Is there any chance of rain? And what is the atmosphere like around the stadium?
Um, More to start with, as regards weather, last night around 12 midnight it rained here. But once again, it is baking hot today during daytime. The mercury touched 43 degrees. But the fans are braving the heat, humidity, everything. I came to the stadium around 4 o'clock, and even at 3.5 hours before the start of the match, there was a gathering of more than 500 people in front of the main gate. And the way, I mean, RCB fans are outnumbering wherever RCB plays. And at five live, Shubman put it very well, saying that wherever RCB plays, it becomes their home game. And it is on the face of it, it is Gujarat Titans' home game. Although the playoffs and the final are organized by the BCCI, but it is Gujarat Titans' home turf. It is their home venue, home game. But our CB fans, the chants of Esala Cup Namde are completely drowning. Complete award, Cup award. In Gujarati, it is called award, which means it is for us. So, and for every, I mean, I had to search to get some bites from Gujarat Titan fans. The RCB fans obviously were volunteering. Someone said, a local told me that it could rain after 7 o'clock, but I don't think so. It is still clear blue sky. There is a yellow alert. The local Met office has issued a yellow alert for Ahmedabad and some regions in Gujarat. There is forecast of thunderstorms, but that is for tomorrow. It could be a wet Monday, but this game, I think, is very likely will go uninterrupted. And if you look at the turnout at the stadium, and already when I came out to join this live show, there are a few thousands of fans are already entered and took their seats. And once again, it's a sea of red. I see a sea of red. Just just as a footnote, you started off saying, can RCB do a back-to-back double? I think there are at least 49 reasons to believe they can do it. Tongue firmly in cheek. 49 reasons to believe they can do it. But final is a game of fine margins, and it is about the team that will be winning the big moments.
Absolutely.
And
Bharat, yeah.
I think I drew the right analogy saying that 49 reasons. Mohor will
Why?
agree.
Why do you bring up that number? I don't know. But Bharat, Shamik spoke about the sea of red, and you are at the moment you are in Bengaluru. The match is not in Bengaluru, but regardless, the passion that the RCB fans have, no matter where the team is playing, is always constant. What is the build-up like around Bengaluru? What are the fans saying? How excited are
See, I'm always in Bengaluru. Just to add
they?
a point,
Yeah,
not at
yeah.
all. Yeah. Anyway, leaving aside that joke,
Just mentioning because today it's special.
leaving aside that joke, I think its mood is a little bit sober this time. Maybe it is because the police have sent out prohibitory orders. So it seems like it's a little bit sober. Even if you look at the newspapers, Bangalore's Times of India, whatever it is, well, last time around, there were a lot of arrangements to celebrate. There were small tents put up outside, even near to my home, where a lot of fans could come in and watch it on the big screen. It is not like fan parks, but still a lot of temporary tents and all were put up. Restaurants had made arrangements to just celebrate the moment if RCB were going to win. So that there were a lot of arrangements made. Even when I went to that RCB cafe or that particular mall where you get that RCB cafe, right through the roads, I could see a lot of celebrations going on whenever a wicket fell. But not very sure that will be the case this time around because of police's prohibitory orders. Who knows if RCB are going to win instinctively, they might come out and still celebrate. So one has to wait and watch if RCB are going to win. But as of now, it seems like a little bit sober compared to last time. In June, obviously, you know what exactly happened after that. I think because of that, the mood is it's not exactly the festive mood that you saw last time around when RCB were on the verge of winning.
Absolutely.
Acha, by the way,
Yeah.
Mohor, I think Neil is doing the back end. I have sent several visuals
Yeah, yeah.
capturing the mood and the atmosphere
Yeah.
as part of the build-up. So yeah, that I think our viewers would like them.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like outside of the Narendra Modi Stadium right now. But Showdown, we have to delve into the teams now. Of course, first, if I bring up Gujarat Titans, the very first thing that comes to our mind is their top order. In the previous game as well, we saw how the top order, the top two, they did wonders. They had a brilliant partnership. Sai Sudarshan got out in a very unfortunate fashion, but Shubman Gill once again bringing up that century. And you have Josh Butler as well. Tonight, especially when the stakes are at their highest and it's a do or die match, how are you looking at the top order versus someone like a Bhuvneshwar Kumar who is in stellar form and
Josh Hazelwood have been the main bowlers in RCB. Throughout this tournament, we've seen that whenever the team has, suffered a little, it has been Bhuvaneshwar Kumar who has, stood up with the new ball. Especially the way that he's been bowling this season has been extraordinary. I mean, there are a lot of people going out there and, talking about how we've gotten back the old Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and, we are finally getting a glimpse of the Bhuvaneshwar Kumar that we're used to, that we've seen growing up. But when we talk about GT's batting order, I think that, Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill, both of them. I mean, the way Sai Sudarshan got out was really, it was disappointing.
back to back.
Back to back. Especially against RCB. It started with RCB. So, started with RCB, the hit wicket, and then in the previous match
No,
against Rajasthan Royals.
no, Shorjani, there is a commercial opportunity there because I think Fevicol should waste no time and make him their brand ambassador. Fevicol must make Sai Sudarshan their brand ambassador.
That's a very good initiative, Shramik. I think they should watch our live and take tips from us now. But the point is, see, Sai Sudarshan is an extraordinary batter. We know that, when he goes out there and when he opens, he has those conventional shots to his name. So you will not see him play unorthodox shots. He will go out there and play those conventional shots. And that is the kind of game that Sai Sudarshan plays. But this season, we have seen him reinvent himself, re-innovate himself and play shots. And then again, on the other hand, I think Shubman Gill, a lot of criticisms regarding him when he was dropped from the national team as the T20I captain. A lot of people went out there, spoke against him, and they did not support him, did not back him. But I think this IPL, we have seen Shubman Gill somewhat gain back his form. Even against Rajasthan Royals, we saw the kind of form that he had. I do understand that the IPL is a kind of format that more specifically favors the batters. But then again, to go out there and score those runs for your team when it matters the most, I think that boosts your confidence as well as, gives you the the confidence, especially when you're the captain. So I think the kind of runs that Shubman Gill has been scoring, it definitely boosts his confidence as a player, but more than that, as a captain, because, a lot of criticism regarding Shubman Gill all around. But then again, the top order is not a concern. But I think we've discussed this in various live shows that, the middle order somewhat is a concern because in the previous match against Rajasthan Royals also we saw that, when Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill were batting, It looked like the game would be over within 15 overs. But then the moment they started getting out, the middle order somewhat, slowed down the game. So I think that is a concern.
Absolutely. Shamik, my next question for you, in fact, two questions that I'd want to ask. Number one is, will we get to see Phil Salt in tonight's game, or is it going to be Venki and Virat opening again? Number one. And number two is, what is the pitch like for tonight's match? Who is it going to face?
Number Coming to your number one question, Phil Salt. I asked that to Rajat at pre-match press conference. See, over the last 2 days, when Royal Challengers Bangalore trained, match day -2, it was a full training session, and yesterday it was an optional practice session. Virat Kohli didn't turn up yesterday. So what happened on both occasions? Phil Salt was here at the ground, but he didn't train. Rajat, to the question whether Phil Salt is available, and if he is available, will they be tweaking the opening combination? Rajat Patidar kept his cards close, saying that our team doctors are assessing him, and the team management will take a call. He is having a hit, so the team management. But I think they will not tweak, because the way Virat Kohli and Venkatesh Iyer have gelled as an opening pair, and also it gives them that left-right combination at the top. So Phil Salt, we know, is a big game player. He had an outstanding IPL last term, and he was one of the architects of RCB winning their maiden title. But coming back and suddenly upsetting the order, uh, I'm not completely ruling out that, because given that Phil Salt is a big game player, but the odds are in favor of RCB retaining the Kohli Venkatesh Iyer opening combination. That is the answer to your question number one. Coming to your question number two, it is pitch number 6. It is where India lost the 2023 World Cup final against Australia. You saw that in that game, the ball, run scoring, especially in the first innings, was very difficult. We still, people still talk about in a very negative way. Uh, uh, KL Rahul 60 odd of 107 balls. That was an innings which actually lost India the game. So that is one thing. And after that, and during this IPL, when RCB came here for a group league fixture on April 30, they were bundled out for 155 in that on this pitch, and RCB and Gujarat Titans won that game with 25 balls to spare. I spoke to a Gujarat Cricket Association official, very senior official, this morning, and he said there will be runs. Run scoring opportunity will be there in this pitch, but at the same time, bowlers will get some assistance, especially up front, because until yesterday there was grass on this pitch, and they have trimmed it, but there is a bit of grass to bind the topsoil. So Kagiso Rabada, the Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, the form, if they make early inroads, and in that case, see, if you look at RCB, they are a very well-rounded side. If they lose their openers cheaply, they still can fall back on a Devdutt Padikkal or a Rajat Patidar or a Team David or a Krunal Pandya. But Gujarat Titans are top heavy. Their first three, especially this game is basically Gujarat Titans openers versus Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. The form he is in, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar versus the Gujarat Titans opener. Shubman Gill has scored 722. I don't exactly recall how much Sai has scored, but I think it is in the region of 700. Shubman has the opportunity to end up as the highest scorer in this tournament. And if he goes on and win the title, that would be an added feather to his cap. And in that case, there would be noise of him that the selector should bring him back to the T20I board. But that's for the future. As for the present, I'm told by that Gujarat Cricket Association official, it is going to be a sporting pitch. Let's see if it is a sporting pitch. It is expected to be an exciting game.
Absolutely. Bharat, we just heard from Shamik what the pitch might be like, and you were also tweeting on this matter. But on this very pitch, how do you see the duo of Mohammad Siraj and Kagiso Rabada performing? They have performed really well at this very ground in the home games that they've played. But in this pitch, how are you looking at their performance, especially against the RCB top order?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the grass cover. I go back to the same point. Whenever they have played a match at the Narendra Modi Stadium this season, it feels like they have left a decent covering of grass, good covering of grass. Maybe it could be 4 to 5 meters, 4 to 5 mm of grass, millimeters of grass. That is what I feel so. And with the, it seems like the blades of those grass is basically standing straight. That is an indicator that the ball will nip around off the deck. But looks like, based on what Rajat Patidar said in the pre-match presser, that they will trim the grass. So basically, you don't expect 4 mm of grass here. So I think if it turns out to be a good batting track, it would be interesting to see how Gujarat Titans' pace attack go about their business. But even if there's a little bit of nip, even if there's a little bit of grass bounce coming into play, then I genuinely believe that Gujarat Titans' four-pronged pace attack uh, will again be in the business. We saw that in the game against Sunrisers Hyderabad, when it felt as if all four of them can take 3-4 wickets and then just run through that Sunrisers Hyderabad's batting lineup. So that can again happen, but again, I think it depends on the grass cover. I don't think they will leave 4 or 5 mm grass for a final, and it's not Gujarat Titans' home game this final. So considering that, I think it could be decent track for batting. And if it turns out that way, then it would be interesting to see how Gujarat Titans' pace attack go about their business in these conditions.
Absolutely. Shojani, when you gave your first answer, you spoke about the top order, but you also highlighted on their middle order. Now, middle order, of course, whenever we've spoken about Gujarat Titans, we have brought up their middle order. It has been a bit. I mean, obviously, they have not been exposed as much. They have not faced as many number of balls, and when they have not been very impressive. And this is a pattern that we have seen for the last 2 years. On the other hand, if you look at an RCB middle order, you know that even if the top two does not perform for some reason, someone or the other is going to step up. So if you have to assess and compare the two middle orders, who do you think will have the upper hand? And if you could just elaborate on.
I think RCB as a team, they are more complete and they work together as a unit, be it their bowling lineup, be it their batting unit. Because we've seen the players go out there and, in the previous match only, in the first match that they played against Gujarat Titans, where they qualified for the finals, I think that, the batting order of RCB was extraordinary because the opening, Venkatesh Iyer and Virat Kohli, they went out there to open, and then Venkatesh Iyer definitely second time he was opening in this tournament. He did score some runs, but it was not, it wasn't that big of the amount was not that huge. But then Virat Kohli also chipped in with some runs, and then they have someone like a Devdutt Padikkal who came in and scored runs, and then Rajat Patidar, exactly the innings, the 93 runs. As you mentioned, so Rajat Patidar, I think he played a captain's knock. But then again, if you look at Gujarat Titans on the other hand, Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill, these two players have been performing like we've discussed about Rajasthan Royals, so far. It has been Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Yashasvi Jaiswal to some extent, Dhruv Jurel, who have performed. The same thing goes for GT. I mean, you've seen Sai Sudarshan go out there, you've seen Shubman Gill perform, and in some matches, Josh Butler maybe, and then Nishant Sindhu, he was a new addition. He has also good cameos, but he has not had a big impact. And then even Josh Butler, the kind of impact that we're used to, the kind of impact that Josh Butler is known for, he has not been able to show that throughout the season, and he has struggled with his form since the World Cup. We've seen that. In the first match against RCB, I mean, when the qualifiers they were playing it, and when they, like I mentioned in my first answer, when they qualified RCB, won the match and qualified for the finals. I think it was Rahul Tewatia who played that important innings, that 68 runs. Apart from that, I don't think any of the batters played, and I think that is where GT lost the match because none of the batters went out there and scored runs. It was only Rahul Tewatia who was scoring. But then again, when you talk about RCB, it has been acting like a complete unit. So today, if you look at Gujarat Titans, definitely you would want the top order to score. But when the batters in the top order they get dismissed, you expect the middle order to come in and not only score those runs, but also to keep the strike rate and the scoreboard moving because that has been an issue. When that the top order they get dismissed, the middle order they come into bat, and then somewhere or the other the game slows down a little. So that is something you do not want in a format like the T20I, and especially in a tournament like the IPL where the conditions mostly support the batters.
Absolutely. Shamik, one last question to you, then you can leave and join the Bangla Live as well. As I'm told, you have to join that. You brought up Shubman Gill in your previous answer. I mean, of course, we know the kind of year that he has had in the previous year as well. Like getting dropped from the T20 team, people not showing support, faith in him. Of course, she also talked about the criticism and all. This season, scoring runs, leading his team to the IPL final, first time as the captain, leading from the front as the captain, stepping up in crucial moments. I'm not talking about drafting him into the T20. I don't want to jump to that conclusion. But would you say that he has improved and is he making a statement?
Yeah, he is definitely making a statement. He's letting his, he's letting his bat do the talking, and that's what top players do. I mean, see, at the end of the day, you never know because going ahead, India will rotate as far as T20 scores are concerned. There is an Asian Games, and there are home series. There are series. Obviously, immediately for Ireland and England, I don't see him. But going ahead, and you have to keep in mind, he is not 36. He is just 26 years old. So he has enough time on his side. So from that point of view, and class never dies at the end of the day. The innings of the IPL, yes, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, the supernova has arrived as far as Indian cricket is concerned. And they are, I mean, over the last 2 months, we have seen 35 ball hundreds, 40 ball hundreds. But in terms of pure aesthetics value, in terms of pure aesthetics, the innings he played at the qualifier two, nobody can beat that. Nobody can beat that. See, this game has been labeled as king versus prince. And Shubman Gill comes from Virat Kohli school of batting. I mean, they both represent a similar school of batting. And you look at them, they are not marauders. They carry the deliveries to the stand. Virat Kohli, if you look at last year, his strike rate was in the region of 140. This time around, it is 140, 64 or 165. And he has done it without making any radical overall. Yes, he has taken the aerial route a lot more. 22 sixes he has hit this season so far. 22 sixes. But if you look at all pure cricket shots, uh, lofted drive over the side screen, lofted extra pull, but you will never see a Virat Kohli or a Shubman Gill trying an outrageous ramp or a reverse scoop or something like that. They don't need to. The range they have, and their ability to find the gaps, that that ability stands them apart. I mean, Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli obviously was the king and he is the prince. He is the master, and we have Shubman Gill is the heir apparent. So from that point of view, it is about the great Indian batting legacy will be carried forward. That started long ago. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and then Shubman Gill across formats, across formats. So Shubman Gill, uh, I mean, and it would be it will be fantastic to see Shubman Gill winning the title because as a young captain, and it will also give him a boost. We have to keep in mind that he is the India captain. Mohor is a bit downcast, I know. Mohor is a bit downcast.
No,
Because
absolutely not. Like I said, I like both the teams.
because obviously he would say Rajat Patidar. He would always obviously want Rajat Patidar to lift the crowd. But Shubman Gill, looking at the bigger picture, India team. But yes, he is a class act. And at the end of the day, the best two teams are in the final. They finished as top two after the group stage. At this venue, Gujarat Titans have won 5 of their 7 matches. At this venue, Shubman Gill's average across T20s is 54. But once again, final is a game of fine margin, and cricket is a one-ball game. You never know; anything can happen. And as I sign off and join Bangla, I reiterate that there are 49 reasons to believe that RCB can do a double.
Okay.
No,
thank
Shobhik,
you.
but before you leave, are your predictions 49% for the RCB and 51%
I am
towards
not
GT?
writing this number
Yes,
anymore.
yes, yes. 49% RCB, 51% GT. My prediction. Yes,
Okay, thank you so much
100%.
Shami, for joining. Bharat, Shamik was talking about Shubman Gill and the captain on the other side, but as someone who has covered RCB over the years, I mean, we know that the first 17 years were nothing but disappointment and heartbreak for the team and the fans. And now, standing at this juncture, there is a possibility that they can pull a back to back. How would you rate this evolution from then to now? Of course, the contribution of the management, starting from Andy Flower to Dinesh Karthik, and of course, also the captain Rajat Patidar. How would you assess this evolution?
Yeah, a lot of credit has to be given to the management, obviously. Andy Flower was with LSG. They could have continued, but they didn't. See, someone, Andy Flower is someone, one likes it or not, has basically completed coaching, be it with the England team. When he was with the England team, they went on to win three Ashes rubbers. One was away from home. They beat India in India in a test series. They were ranked number one in tests and ODIs. They also went on to win the T20 World Cup, and as a franchise a coach, he has again won leagues everywhere in Pakistan Super League, in the hundred, be it in International T20 League, now in the IPL as well, and also in T20 T10 cricket. He's won leagues everywhere. So he's a very very good coach. He's basically completed his coaching, and I would say Mo Babat is a very very good addition as well as a director of RCB cricket. He's again done exceedingly well. He scouted some fine players for RCB as well. And then you obviously add Dinesh Karthik. I think someone who goes under the radar is Omkar Salvi, the bowling coach. He has also done well. So all these guys have got together. Obviously, Rajat Patidar is a fine captain, but when you have this kind of management, when you have Virat Kohli to guide as well, I don't think it would be a huge task for Rajat Patidar to become a good captain. Obviously, he has been a fine captain in Madhya Pradesh, but still, with this kind of management, to expect the dressing room to be a happy dressing room. I saw that even during their first practice session, I was the only one out there. The only Rev Sports was out there on their first practice session on 19th of March. And on that day, you could see that camaraderie, that kind of, what can I say, they were discussing, they were laughing, they were smiling. You can see that it is a happy dressing room. It would be a happy dressing room behind the scenes. So it's always said that happy dressing room is a winning dressing room. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they're winning. Obviously, they have the skills, required skills. They bought the right kind of players at the auction table. They have got enough depth as well. Even if you look at the reserves, if you someone like Hazelwood bases out, they have one the tall bowler in Duffy. They have one more tall bowler in Richard Gleason out there. So for everyone, they have a backup. So I think a lot of things have gone right for them, right from the auction table to the management to obviously their players performing, executing their skills. And also a little bit of credit has to go to Mike Hessen. Somewhere it was under Mike Hessen, they started to play a little more consistently. Before that, they were hardly doing anything over 3-4 seasons. That was the time when they started to, I think, come out to the eliminator phase, at least over to the eliminator phase. So I think he was the one who laid a little bit of foundation stone. And obviously, Andy Flower, as I noted, I think is in my humble opinion, the greatest cricket coach of all time. So when he took over, I kind of expected success because he's not seen failure other than that one Ashes rubber in 2013-14 when when an aging England side completely got dismantled. So I think a lot of credit has to go to the management, Patidar, Virat Kohli, and obviously for the players for executing their skills. You can have a great management, but the players also have to execute their skills in the middle.
Absolutely. Bharat spoke about tall bowlers, and it instantly brings Jason Holder to my mind. Of course, he has had a great season, I would say. Like Gujarat Titans have looked like a completely different team after his inclusion. In the previous matches, well, when the other bowlers were going for a lot of runs, the batters could not even read his deliveries or pick his deliveries. And he has also dismissed Virat Kohli twice this season. What are you expecting from Jason Holder?
I mean, definitely, because when the tournament began, before the tournament began, during the auctions, when Jason Holder was picked up for that amount, for that price, we all were a bit surprised. We all were talking about it that, why Jason Holder with so much of money. But then, when the tournament also began in the first few matches, we did not see him play for GT, and then he was included in the playing 11. And then the way he went out there and performed with those crucial wickets, even with the bat. Yeah, I mean, whenever you need Holder, he's a complete all-rounder. He'll go out there, he'll score runs for you, he will take wickets, and I think that is something that you expect out of a player. I mean, even with his bowling, he knows how to mix up his variations, he knows where to bowl and where not to bowl. I think he assesses the batters very carefully, and he understands what the team expects out of him and what the batter is thinking. I think, it is very important as a bowler to go out there and read the mind of the batters and accordingly bowl. And I think Jason Holder is someone who adapts with the conditions easily also. Even, in pitches, like we've spoken about the IPL pitches and we've spoken how much it favors the batters. But I still think that, in spite of going for runs, Jason Holder has been really smart and really clever with the way that he bowls. And, with his line, length, and his accuracy, Jason Holder has had an immense contribution. And on the other hand, I would also say that Mohammad Siraj has equally supported him from the other end. However, if you ask me about GT today more, I don't think, that definitely the middle order is a little concerning and, the top order is performing, bowlers are performing. But I feel that their fielding is the biggest concern because, their ground fielding, be it their catching. I'm just drawing this one
I
example.
think other than Shubman Gill, everyone has dropped.
Yeah,
catches.
even in the live match that we saw at the Eden Gardens against KKR, so many catches were dropped. And I think this season I've only seen GT play live once, and that was against KKR. And, they dropped a lot of catches, a lot of misfieldings. And then again, if you talk about their batting, I think it's complete. It's a unit. The middle order, definitely it is a little slow. The players are going out there trying their best to perform. And, if this...
Okay. We have a toss update that Royal Challengers Bengaluru have won the toss and they have chosen to bowl.
Okay.
When
we're talking about bowling, what are your thoughts on Rashid Salam, Bharat?
He's been a good bowler, obviously. First of all, that's a good toss to win, I guess, because you get a little bit of nip at that ground. But coming back to Rashid Salam, he's been a very, very good performer for RCB. See, again, I go back to the first session that I saw out here at Chinnaswamy. He was bowling reasonably well in the net sessions. I think he's improved in terms of his variations. He bowls that back of the hand slower one really well. And also he's getting a little bit of nip off the surface. That is something that I was not something that I observed before when he's played previously in the IPL, when he's played for Jammu and Kashmir. That is obviously 5 years ago, 6 years ago. He was not getting this kind of nip off the surface. So that is a good sign because at the Narendra Modi Stadium, you might get a little bit of sea movement. So if Rashid Salam also gets it to move off the surface, that's good news for RCB. But he has developed on a variety of things. It's not just about slower balls or his control has got better. He's also finding movement of the surface. Maybe he's learned it from Bhuvneshwar Kumar, that wobble seam. I don't know.
We have two updates. We have two updates. The captains have spoken. Patidar is saying we'll bowl first. It's a pretty good wicket. Don't think it'll change much. Lots of memories last year. We have to do our best to win this match. It's important to be in the presence. Always love to play at the stadium. Same team. So no changes, of course. Gill is saying we would have batted first. Okay. Typical wicket. Third match we are playing here. There could be some movement for the fast bowlers in the first 3 overs. So yeah. Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, the same thing I said. We expected a little bit of
This is confirmed.
Just added that. Anyway, I was about to finish anyway. So, nothing much to add.
The captain picked up from there.
I'm thinking what more to add, but I think he's just added a variety of skills to his QR. So I think he's become a fine performer. So that's good to see.
Okay. Gill is saying we've got one change. Arshad Khan comes in for Sai Kishore. I think it makes sense.
Especially the way they did not even utilize Sai
Kishore. Yeah, exactly.
Properly
That is really baffling. But I think in this ground, in this pitch, Arshad Khan.
And GT definitely missed Arshad Khan in the previous match against Rajasthan Royals. They definitely did.
That also is an indicator, I guess, that the pitch will do a bit. That is why they picked an extra pace bowler instead of a spinner. They're not expecting.
Also, he can bat. He can also bat down the order if he's called.
Yes, it's not like Sai Kishore can't bat, maybe can't shots, but Rashid Khan can play those big shots. Yeah. Sai Kishore
so
can
GT
also
had Rashid Khan and Washington Sundar.
Yeah,
as the spinners.
Yeah. Yes. Showdown, let's take some questions here. Syed Nizamuddin is saying today the battle of two opposite sides. One side is aggression, passion, Josh, Jazba. On the other side, coolness, calmness, technically correct. When these two sides टकराएंगे तो current निकलेगा. Very nice way of putting it, by the way.
Definitely current to niklega because we've seen the kind of performance that both the team has, shown throughout the tournament. But again, I think the favors are more towards RCB because the kind of matches that RCB have won have been more convincing. And I think, like we mentioned in the previous answers also, Bharat also spoke about it, Shamik also spoke about it, that, RCB as a batting and as a bowling unit, as a unit, they are more complete. and they are more coordinated. So I think my favors are towards the RCB today because again, if they have that aggression and King Kohli going out there watching him play, and a lot of talks about him and
Could be a back-to-back.
could be a back-to-back, exactly. Could be a back-to-back. So I mean, definitely people favor the prince, but again, king to king hi hota hai.
Okay. Suman Awasthi is saying, Shojani, it's a game between GT bowlers, especially Rashid and Prasid. Okay, Rashid and Prasid against RCB middle order.
I mean, Prasid, I do understand, but again, the thing with Prasid Krishna is in the IPL, we see a different bowler, and then when he goes on to play the international matches, he completely changes as a bowler.
Bharat will back to Bharat will back to
I'm waiting for Prasid to line. He's just waiting for the cue. But then if you talk about Rashid Khan, I think Rashid Khan has been a little out of form this season because in the previous match against Rajasthan Royals, we saw that the last over he came into bowl and then Donovan Pereira hit him all over the park. Rashid Khan has struggled because when he began the tournament, he was going for runs. Then again, in the second leg of the tournament, he gained back his form. I do understand, I've been saying this like a tape recorder that the IPL pitches, it favors the batters. But then again, I think Rashid Khan has been inconsistent this season and this is not the typical Rashid Khan that we have seen, in so many years.
Yeah, injury could be the factor. But would you want to weigh in on Prasid Krishna?
Nothing much to add. Only thing I will add is I don't think there's much difference between how he bowls in the world of IPL or in the world of international cricket. In international cricket, also he gets wickets but goes for runs. He basically takes 4 wickets per test, every test, but there also his economy rate is 4. In ODI cricket, his strike rate is very, very good at 27. But again, his economy rate is 6. Here also is in the world of IPL, this season is averaging 23, but his economy rate is 10. So I don't think there's much difference in how he bowls in different formats. His economy rate will be on the higher side, but he always looks like a wicket taker to me.
Absolutely. I'll just read out the RCB playing 11. Virat Kohli, Devdutt Padikkal, Rajat Patidar, Jitesh Sharma, Tim David, Krunal Pandya, Romario Shepherd, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Jacob Duffy, Josh Hazelwood, Rasid Khan. So Venkatesh Iyer would be the impact. I'm obviously guessing.
I really hope after this match finishes, we don't text each other asking what is the role of Romario Shepherd. I really hope that Shepherd steps up for his team today.
Really steps up. Yeah. I don't have the GT playing 11 yet, but a lot of people are saying GT is winning this comprehensively. Gujarat Titans 228 runs. Gujarat Titans IPL final 55% match win. Bharat, what are your predictions? Who is winning it? Who is lifting their second IPL?
First of all, I don't think they say 200 plus pitch. Obviously, I've not seen it in front of you. But still, hearing what I'm hearing, they've still left a little bit of grass. That's what I'm hearing. Obviously, I've still not seen the pitch, but if they've still left a little bit of grass, then I don't think it will be something like 200 versus 220 versus 200 kind of a pitch. But still, RCB, I think, a little more well-rounded. But let us not forget GT's core strengths. Their core strengths, again and again, have been firing, and that is why I think they have come to the final. That is the top 3, especially the top 2. Those Butler also has contributed over 400 runs. He's been a kind of silent kind of a player for them. Somehow he still contributed over 500 runs and their pace attack. So their core strengths have contributed a lot. If they can take those chances, they drop catches even in the qualifier 2 game. Remember, Vaibhav Suryavanshi was dropped. But if they again do that 2-3 catches, if they drop, again, especially against side like RCB, then it could really cost them. But we can't forget the kind of core strengths that GT have. Just that their core strengths have to fire again. If that doesn't happen, if the top order suddenly it is 3 for 30, and if it is Rahul Tiwari or whoever it is batting Washington Sundar at 3 for 30, then they are in massive trouble.
Okay. I'll just read out the Gujarat Titans playing 11. Sai Sudarshan, Shubman Gill, Josh Butler, Washington Sundar, Rahul Tewatia, Nishant Sindhu, Jason Holder, Rashid Khan, Kagiso Rabada, Arshad Khan, Mohammad Siraj. So pretty
they have taken Prasid out. They have taken Prasid out and put Arshad Khan in.
Oh, yeah. That's what he said. No, I think Prasid Krishna is going to be the impact sub. Because he said Arshad Khan in place of Sai Kishore. Prasid will come later.
Yes, he will come later.
But they have lost the
Yeah,
toss.
he's there. Prasid is there.
Bharat is there.
It's not my favorite player. Let me put my hands.
No, but of course he has potential. Your prediction?
49% towards GT, 51% towards RCB. I've just flipped it.
Okay, that's very, very precise and accurate. For me, I am confused. I don't know. Both power pack sides, we never know who will click. So I'll keep it 50-50 today. Let's see. I'm not going to 49, but I'll keep it 50. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of our pre-show. Thank you so much,
I
everyone,
should
for
say
joining
my
and dropping.
percentage.
Yeah,
I should say
I couldn't hear you.
again, it will confuse everyone. 51.27, 49.73.
No.
As long as you have 49 in your answer, I think we are safe.
No 49, no decimal point. This brings us to the end of our pre-show. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and dropping your comments down below. Thank you so much, Shorjani, Bharat, and Shamik for joining as well. Joined us from the Narendra Modi Stadium. We'll be back once again at the end of the game, and we will know who is going to lift the trophy of Tata IPL 2026. By then, we will have the winner. So don't forget to join us then. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll be back at the end of the match. Thank you so much.